Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. We're a little bit late, but we're still here with the first of two semifinals at the Cobx Masters 2018. Our sixth stop on the road here. We're in Chennai, and it's the Underdogs versus Dagger Nation here. Should be a pretty even matchup here. Some Divines and Ancients in both teams. So I'm looking forward to what kind of draft these teams can bring out here. My name is Dragonjaw. I'm John Papadum. Welcome to the show.
Hey there, thanks for having me once more. You were waiting for that Underdogs joke from my end, admit it. We both know it. Yes, I wanted to make one, but you were a little bit faster. All we now is a PA pick.
I did make a joke.
We're gonna make a joke. It's gotta happen. You have to deal with this. And if they win, you're gonna have one tomorrow as well. But hey, all we need is a PA, and the destiny is fulfilled.
Radiant team ban.
Well, there's a few other heroes that have daggers, like PA.
Spectre.
Spectre's the second big one. Queen of Pain also has a dagger.
Oh, true. He also has a dagger. I think that's all. We only have 3 heroes.
Surely there's more, right?
Ricky, of course.
Oh yeah, Ricky. Ricky
has
a
two
dagger.
daggers.
Bounty Hunter sort of has a dagger.
No, that's like a very weird sword. That's not a dagger.
Like the offhand thing can be daggers in some sets.
Dire team back.
Actually curious. Who else has a dagger? There's one more hero, but I can't think about it.
I think that's it actually.
Team pick.
I'm looking at the hero list right now, but
yeah. Welcome to the club, buddy.
I mean, this is very important actually. This is extremely important. But
TA, does that count? No, it's a blade, but it's kinda daggerish, I guess.
No.
No, it's a projectile.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, the Psy blades. It's like some Psy energy. It's not even a proper blade.
Is it Talon a dagger though? Looking at Venge.
That's not a dagger, no.
I don't know. I'm not good with blades.
Evidently.
Wow. Anyways,
right.
We have some bans, we have some picks. I'm gonna run through Underdogs, and you can take the other side, because Underdogs banned out all the heroes we don't like to see. There's a Warlock ban, there's a Wisp ban, there is a Chen ban. No early roaming, no Warlock lanes, I guess. And on the side of Dagger Nation, it's Undying, Coddle, and Doom. A bit unorthodox.
Well, all of these are a lot of these are heroes that really take control of the early game, especially as far as Underdogs is concerned. Chen with rotating in, Eye on Warlock, very strong at stabilizing lanes and making you not die just by healing up and providing that bit of extra sustain. So they just don't want to deal with that. Dagger Nation. Right now, the Undying, the Doom, also very strong constituents of any sort of strong offlane. But things are already getting a little bit more interesting. Scarif Mage, a hero that we see time and time again. Underdogs first pick that one up. But straight up with one of the counters, Nyx Assassin, he's gonna find some easy food later down the line.
Yeah, this is just like my pudge. Oh, like not my pudge, like my pubs, that is. Scarif first pick into immediate counter pick, if only. But yeah, Nyx Assassin coming out, a little bit of an overreaction, I would say. It's fairly early, and Nyx is not a hero likely to get banned that often against Scarif. Is it really worth picking your position 4 Nyx Assassin against the Scarif that can just swap towards the position 5?
This might not necessarily be even a full position Nyx. This could still be an offlaner, and it's not too bad in that situation either. And it's not like he's completely useless and against any other heroes too. Like Nyx Assassin provides a whole lot of utility, crazy amount of lockdown.
10 seconds remaining.
Even if you don't instantly burst down cores. So I don't disagree with that pick in general. Especially if you add a line on top of that. I mean, you've already got like good 5-6 seconds of chain lockdown on a single target with the Hex, with the extra stuns, depending on whether Nyx Assassin can make use of that by carapace. And that in itself is just one of the oldest ideas of how to put together a draft in Dota. Just pick a lot of stuns. And things will be very, very easy indeed.
Yeah, pick lots of stuns or pick Undying, but Undying banned out, and we have the Bloodseeker banned out. Following up by Dagger Nation with the Lifestealer. Is this the slug? Like, it's gotta get banned, right? On Dagger Nation, or they snack it up themselves, but with Spectre banned and everything, like, this looks so much like slug to me.
Does it really?
For Underdogs, that is. Like, there is a Hex, yes, but you can get rid of Nyx Assassin, you win the lane, you force him into the offlane position, you always have access, crowd control for you have the perfect balance fitting it, and yeah, there's the lockdown, because Dagger Nation does not want to pick it up against Axe Skywrath.
Yeah.
I know my ancient to divine pubs.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I would be very wary of picking the Slark into any sort of hex these days. Ever since you can't purge it off anymore, it just makes it so easy to just pile on and burst them down after that bit of initial lockdown. But Dagger Nation is not taking a risk. I don't know.
I think they want to go towards like an early mid pickup here. Or just draft a super obvious offlane, but that would put Nyx in the no longer flexible position. That's not the way you want to sit. Like, I think like if they go for the mid pick as well as their carry and just to preserve the last pick for the offlane or position 4, I think that's a great idea here, because Axe is already showing off there. Like, they know what they will be up against on the safe lane, so they can plan accordingly, but they don't have any info on the other lane, so might as well take the initiative and snag a hero way that fits very well.
Well, either way, I think they need to start thinking about what else the draft needs. I mean, right now, as I mentioned, you have a lot of lockdown, but you have a bit of magical burst damage as well, same as physical burst if you want to count the Nyx ultimate in that sense. But you can more teamfight control with lockdown and extra damage in all sorts of ways. So with that Elder Titan, that's setting up for a very big teamfight draft in general. Now all they really need is some solid right-click damage and ideally some push to actually threaten towers with that.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, some push is desperately needed. They already have like a really strong duo offlane. Nyx Assassin with Elder Titan together, that just you could say that storms the lane. Against Axe Skywrath, they have the Hex on the line already, so they have a good control spell. Pair this up with some damage or on a range carry that can deal damage to the Skywrath, and you will force the Axe to solo lane against this, or the Sky will just feed all over again. So I'm thinking Luna for Dagger Nation to fit quite well. It gives them teamfight, it gives them pushing, it gives them more damage in the mid game. It's a bit risky against the Axe, especially with so many open picks on Underdogs, but on the other hand, you did already ban out some hefty opposition with Slark out, with the Lifestealer out, 2 heroes that just immediately circumvent the Eclipse. So only Juggernaut really back in the pool.
I wouldn't hate the Luna here. As I said, it's a bit risky because just all that spam from the Skyrock, but also the Axe with the Battle Hunger. Like, you're gonna need to start with some extra region to sustain through that without having a Warlock or whatever to offset that. But you're still going to find yourself in this very strong mid-game timing where you can combo up with the rest of your team to just basically group up and take down tower after tower. And that extra damage certainly gives you the ability to take down buildings as well as creep base very quickly.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, Underdogs, extra wave clear, extra control from the Shadow Shaman. Not sure whether they're not a little bit too much single target right now. I mean, right now they're still relying on the Axe to provide the strong initiation once he picks up the Blink Dagger.
I agree. There's not much they actually bring to the table if it comes to team fighting now. Like, yes, they have good lockdown with the Axe, they have some good pushing power with the Shadow Shaman, that is. But you need a hero that holds all of this together. Like, they could be working towards a Void, maybe, but doesn't have that much. Yeah, that's the Luna. Doesn't have that much synergy with the Shaman or the Axe, that is. So Gyrocopter or Jug can work. I think since the Jug is not banned out, it's pretty much the only hero they can go for that has teamfight and the magic immunity off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be forced to go into that because, like, even if Axe initiates, or even if Shadow Shaman walks in out of smoke, or maybe gets a Blink Dagger himself into a Hex, all of that is really geared towards a really quick pick-off. And if they catch heroes like Lion, Luna, who's a bit underfarmed, maybe that'll work. But the moment you don't, there's so much counter initiation, right? Luna can turn around with the Eclipse, Elder Titan with the Stomp, Lion, if he's around, can get a nice little stun or a Hex off, Nyx Assassin, similar things. So the moment you mess up any sort of initiation attempt with these heroes that you have right now on Underdogs, that's the moment where you get turned around on it and lose your own heroes instead. So Juggernaut would give you that reliable damage output to make sure that you can actually finish off these kills reliably without being counter-initiated.
Yeah, either that or just some hero that immediately goes into that BKB. Gyrocopter would come to mind. We'll struggle a little bit against Elder Titan Nyx Assassin, but yeah, hey, wow, I'm on a roll.
Yeah, not
I'm pretty good today. Gonna make up for the other days, eh?
Oh yeah, the days you were missing.
Which one?
All of the ones. But yeah,
you get a competent replacement.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds.
Should I be worried?
You should be worried. I mean, Ads
oh no,
like, what, he was rank 350 or something.
True. But does he have dad jokes? He
does. He has anime jokes, which are even better.
Come on, we find some pretty sweet ones over the last days. You read that one, didn't you?
I did.
We're gonna keep that one for a special occasion. Let's agree on that. I'm gonna spoil that later if it happens. But yeah, Medusa ban out on the side of Dagger Nation. Don't want to run into too much late game. A little bit interesting. I could see Medusa as that mid game hero or mid to late game hero. They stick in the mid lane on Underdogs. So I'm pretty much a fan of that ban. But if it's not the Medusa, what are you sticking in mid? Both. And we pretty much have the classic draft on the side of Dagger Nation. Like, well, going from 5 to 1. Or something similar to this. Just lacking the mid lane. Not sure what it is. Viper ban.
I was going to say they could pick that up themselves right now, but beyond that, there's still a lot of the classic mid heroes up for grabs.
DK? It's a little heavy on the melee focus, but
yeah, I think you can't really get away with DK here. It fills too many of the same roles in the later game team. I think you need something like a Quarp or a Puck. Probably rather Quark or Stormsword for that matter. Which
I'm gonna say Death Prophet here.
I can see Death Prophet, yeah.
I think it fits more because you're naturally built into that Yield Scepter and it's so good against Elder Titan, against Luna. It just gives you so much invulnerability mid-fight, and once you have that exorcism, Aeon Disc is also another thing. Like, you will eventually get farm, and then you have like an answer to the Lion, to the Nyx, to the Luna. You just don't get killed easily.
Yeah. Whatever hero you pick up here, though, you cannot feel comfortable in this game with a Nyx Assassin and a Lion and an Elder Titan tied together with Luna. So that's a lineup that can fight very early before you can get these defensive items up and running. And Templar Assassin, with the last pick still open, it's quite risky, but in that light, that Viper ban makes a lot of sense.
Mid-Dogs here. Do it. They have the team fight. How sick would that be if they just go like mid-Dogs here, max vacuum, rush blink, and then have the super combo in the fight with Elder Titan, Lion, Nyx, so many point target stuns.
Yeah.
It would be sick.
I still like the classic hero here would be the Kunkka now.
Ember maybe. Yeah, that's a DP.
Alright,
okay.
that also works.
And cancels half a point.
Yeah. Damage over time against the Templar Assassin. Extra push, always nice to have. And similar issues that the hero would have against Underdogs. It's just the nature of the first couple of picks on both teams. Like, there's plenty of lockdown that if you do get caught out, there's a pretty decent chance that you'll die, especially with the Templar Assassin. If she gets off to a good start, you're gonna have that Desolator to blink up and running for that a crazy amount of physical bursts, and that is something that a Death Prophet might not be able to counteract, even if you have the Yules. Like, if you're hexed or if you're X-called, it's not really going to help you all that much. So it's going to be coming down to keeping the vision up and running and being the ones who basically take the initiative. So both teams going to have similar game plans going into this, I think.
Yeah, like looking at Dagger Nation, they have that strong mid-game timing. I feel like if they break out even out of the laning phase, they're still ahead, because it's a solo Nyx Assassin offlane against the Shadow Shaman Juggernaut, like one of the most classic combinations. The only thing that I can see the Nyx doing in this lane is if he gets the perfect Spike Carapace on the Shadow Shaman cast, and it's very easy to just bait that out on Shadow Shaman.
Yeah. I mean, I've run into that myself if I'm Shadow Shaman more often than I care to admit, but
so like every time?
If you're good enough, then you should be able to play around that. But yeah, beyond that, if you do get shackled into the spin, like especially once that's leveled up a little bit more, you're certainly dead, even with the next assassin. So as long as he's alone down here, he'll have to just play defensively and make sure that even if they go on him, he's far enough away from the creep wave that at the very least it's a choice that you have to make, where you forgo a couple of last hits here and there for the kill. And in this day and age, it's not always the best idea to actually do that.
Yeah, it's your game bug too. I'm looking at Neek's assassin, and for some reason he has a permanent tango effect on him. That doesn't seem balanced.
The battle begins.
I don't know what that's about.
It's this 3 mangoes joke. The hero is ridiculous. 7 regen per second. Come on, not fair.
Well, they nerfed mangoes.
Still OP.
Only 0.5 per. So a lot of that is actually his base region, which you could be complaining about instead.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And then go straight into the boots, same as Chopper's queued up right now. And then, yeah, if you can maintain a boost speed advantage, that's top lane. Oh, Vengeance slowed down by that Battle Hunger. Couldn't actually get in range for another stun. Wasn't cooldown anyway, but they're already working away at each other. It's only a matter of time until this one explodes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of action top. I don't expect much from bottom.
Interesting part though is still the Titan actually went for the stun first, which
worked quite
is
nicely.
alright if you have the setup, but not so much if you don't, right?
I'd even call it great with the setup.
He went for the boots of speed, so you'd figure, oh yeah, he'd be running around and clicking people, but he can't really do that without extra spirit bonus damage.
It's a bit sad because I think he's gonna max out the Echo Stomp. He wants it at least like level 2, level 3, so the stomp like the damage threshold has to increase, so they can comfortably stun over without waking up or like having a fast silence. But there's a stomp there.
So he's at level 2 here, followed by the Hex, followed up with the Spectral Stomp from the Spirit, as well as still losing Beam. So that's where the first blood happens.
So Dark Moon is satisfied.
That's what the lane's almost over already. Oh, okay, there we go.
Neeks Assassin 1, Shadow Shaman 0. Yeah, I'm gonna keep track of that one, that's for sure.
Alright, middle lane, so far so good actually for the TA. I mean, even though your defensive refraction is not all that useful up against the Spirit Siphon, you can still use these extra damage charges very easily secure, not just last hits, but also the knives. So it's like you see, TA it's 6 and 6. But
yeah, she should have a pretty good lane here. Even if they had the last pick, it felt like the mid pick is a little bit underwhelming from Underdogs. Bottom
lane. That's a stomp, follow up stun there from Chopper. They're trying to right click away the Shadow Shaman. By purpose to keep Juggernaut away. Still spin to work with, and there it is, the Shackles on one. But Juggernaut's trying to run down Chopper. Not successful, doing a lot of damage, but not enough to actually finish him off. Oh, this is where the combo, well, if you don't use it on the same hero, it's not actually all that easy.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication issue there. But Chopper is not an easy target for the Jug whatsoever.
Oh.
Did to resort to the dual lanes now. I like that a little bit more. It will give Underdogs a little bit more space, but they should be fine because Elder Titan together with Neeks Assassin, they can kill the Shadow Shaman, I would say. They got a little bit unlucky last time because they were stuck in a little bit of a choke between the trees and they couldn't get on top of him, but in the long run, they should be fine.
Same time on top, and Daiki has plenty of stick charges to work with, and now they can easily turn this around. Quite a bit of damage here with the Hexer to follow up stun. This is that's Skyroff, exactly what you were talking about earlier. I mean, Axe, he did the same thing, just walking all the way towards Daiki past the creeper. If he's tanky enough to withstand a little bit of harassment, but Skyroff certainly not.
Yeah, and even Axe came close. This is just a matter of, like, you walk into the Lunar damage. Like, yes, it's only 14 damage, but then multiplied it by 2 heroes, that's 28 damage per hit you take extra. Lion being arranged, Lunar being arranged against the Skyroff, who easily gets locked down, and a melee hero.
Oh, let's You think he've learned his lesson? We'll see if he gets caught out again. Certainly still liberally spamming out these spells.
I hate Skyroth. He's so frustrating.
Here we go again, Elder Titan. Saying hello, teleporting out of vision, and, well, line coming in from the side. It should be that axe. I think we can combo this up properly here. Extra damage. The fall coming out here, but wouldn't really have done too much. Only now giving some extra bit of armor to work with. But won't really help you up against the loosened beams. An extra big punch from RC Assassin, so...
Stable down.
Again.
Runes up and running. Neeks Assassin already securing them. Shit, someone will grab the other one at bottom. Or will he? Run, little Neeks.
And...
Ah, I gets the hang. Smart play. Smart play. Was there in time. Spotted him with the courier. Poor chopper.
2 for 2. 3 for 1 still.
Yeah.
Both on the top, right?
Almost the legendary quadrune.
Still makes such a big difference, even if you just get 1 extra.
Yeah,
At
it's
the
just...
same time, take the gold away from the enemy.
Yeah, Quadrunes are OP. You know what they should do? They should spawn them not every 5 minutes, they should spawn them at random minutes. like full minutes, every there will still be 4 spawned within 5 minutes, but it's like randomized.
Oh, middle lane. Attempts being made. TTA already super low on health, so after they bump for refraction, not a secondary one available, so it should be easy kill. Pharaoh fire for now, keeping alive the actual right click from Senjin. It's not actually enough, and rotations from both of the supports are gonna try and maybe make a play here. There's not a lot of mana on any one of these heroes, though. We'll just call it quits. And Region Rune actually up in the top.
They really bombarded this area with wards. I want to make sure they see the TA, but hey, TA is fine. Like, TA should have died there, right? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
There was no counter stun initiation, there was no big wand they had to walk around with. It was literally only the refraction, and they had a full spirit siphon up and running. So yeah, that's
a fair fight too, just coming in big there.
Making a move on the jug.
Yeah, he spins. They missed a few stuns here though. There's another one available in a couple of seconds, but Dante, he's pretty damn fast on his feet with the base boots. So Chopper might not be able to line it up, but there's a Hex to make sure that he can follow up as well from Senjin. And oh, what they didn't get in mid, they certainly did get on the 1 position core in the bottom lane. Very nice kill. Downside is that Luna, well, being bullied out quite a bit. 32 CS on the Axe, 23 only on Daiki here. So
yeah, in general,
all 3 of the cores,
I'm quite surprised about the Luna, because he had pretty much not a free lane, but he has like a high amount of experience over the jug, or at least like for the fact that they were the trial lane at the start, he has the advantage. They had some kills happening on the lane, 3 of that it is, and he had a free lane. So is this a matter of just not being able to last it properly, or there's a soda kill bot? That's an Omni Slash. Gets punished for it though immediately.
Yeah. So this is a game plan that we don't really see all that often, which is basically rotate everyone around so you get kills rather than focusing on stabilizing the lanes. Like else they would have just committed for the trial lane and fought this dual lane time and time again. They would have either been able to do that, but they wanted to try and create chaos in these other lanes and get advantages through kills. And the only problem with that game plan is that early kills don't really give you all that much in the grand scheme of things. I mean, you see the result of that. 1 and 5 is the kill score, but the slight gold advantage still goes the way of the Radiant because of their CS advantage. And,
yeah, early kills don't give you gold. They give you a certain amount of power in the lane, more likely. Got a bunch of out here. Luna top, super low.
So at the end of the day, the point is like you have to keep the space up if you want it to work. If they ever stop doing that, they'll find themselves in a disadvantage. And if you start dying yourself, then that's the same thing really.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit baffled. What happened to this Luna top? Like, there was no Sky trying to outlast it. The Axe wasn't even our presence, or at least he always got nuked down by the level 4 Lucent Beam. I'm trying to find out what happened with the
The
last,
moment you
to be
leave
honest.
Luna alone, you can't fight against the Axe. You can loosen beam him, but it won't stop him from CSing. Won't keep him from running you down and keeping you away from the
Radiant
wave,
structures are
especially with the
fortified.
Skyrock there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And there's some heroes that you can leave alone after a couple of levels, and they'll be absolutely fine. Luna's not one of them. So that's why we see her trying to make up for that, be running down Ralph, who's beating his way through the trees. Both him and Syndicate super low. The call for some extra armor will keep him safe. A Syndicate, oh no, last strike click, but not enough. He's committing for it.
Oh, wow.
Even forced out. I'm not sure that was necessary. Securing the kill for Dante himself as he made that rotation. At the same time, his support trying to secure some runes will be brought down.
Yeah, a little bit of a questionable Omni Slash, but I think it's fine. I mean, just use it. It's a level 1 Omni Slash. Might as well use it to last it on creeps at this point. But, hey. He's working towards that Yasha. He's gonna skip the battlefield build. I think that's the perfect decision to make here, considering he has other damage dealers already, or people that can really flash farm quite heavily with the TA. And they were just gonna farm heroes down the mid lane, and they want to secure towers early on. They didn't want to give Death Prophet the chance to even go up against T1 towers.
Well, that has yet to happen here. Exorcism was available for a while, but they haven't really been able to get on top of a tower just yet. They still won't just now because all DP's out of mana and they're not giving him the benefit of the time. But they might still be looking for a skill onto Banshee mid. He does have a trap now slowing down the line, and as a result can't quite reach the stun, but nice little stun there from RC Assassin into the Finger of Death.
Didn't have the prestige item, so that's only mediocre finger.
Well,
but yeah,
good job.
He did really good.
Again, without the exorcism, you can't actually pressure a tower, which they have it available, but they're not really sticking around to commit to it.
Top tower is under
Yeah, what will happen is if you use the exorcism with low mana already, and he doesn't have to sustain to go with the Spirit Siphon, he just eats a concussive shot to the face. He has he has the axe or something TPing in, and then your push is pretty much ended. He only did some mild damage on the tower. He also skipped a bottle on the DP, which I'm not a big fan of. Not against the TA where you have to contest those runes.
Well, they will snag this one away at the very least. Well, at some point they have to start pushing down towers. I mean, just
it's not gonna get easier.
It's not gonna be enough.
Dire's middle tower is
There
under
you go. They
attack.
do see Dante. They can remove the healing wards. No silence available just yet. Omnislash just tanked up completely. And there's the Hex. There's the follow-up stun from Nyx. Easy kill indeed. Without the spin, not enough mana for it after the Omnislash at top lane.
Oh, the Eclipse.
Damn, that was an Eclipse going ham as I tried to finish up Daiki, I guess.
That was a level 4 Echo Storm with the Eclipse. Nice. Really well executed.
Right, recap.
But yeah.
Quite should tell us that story just yet, unfortunately. Yeah.
Get away. It's ready in 2 minutes, don't worry.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think I missed it. But yeah, a little bit of a mistake by the Juggernaut bottom. I'm fairly sure he could have just ran away from the DP because there was nobody near him. And then he ended up going for the Omnislash for the greedy kill and realized, well, I actually can't kill him.
Yep. Well, Hindsight 2020, Chopper. He might die here now to the spin, but he's a little bit more tanky than he used to be. Now the hack's coming out. Spin not lasting long enough. He will not be able to get the kill in return, one would think, but at the same time, Juggernaut will also not be able to stand in this lane or chase any further.
There's a spin to work with again, but I'm fairly sure, yeah, he's on the same movement speed as the line.
Exorcism here, so still get the kill somehow after the fact here, but Syndicate with a nice little ultimate usage, making sure that DP couldn't actually walk away. He had to face, can't caught between rock and a hard place. On one hand, oh wow, yeah, that's a freebie.
Bye.
On the one side, you have Temple Assassin right-clicking you. On the other side, you have the Mystic Flash you can't go through. So Making the best out of a bad situation. Stun only on one, but the stomp onto Chopper. Saved again. Now, Sweden turns around here with a mana burn. Next a couple of punches.
Punched him good.
Man is pretty powerful.
I love the ET sound. It's just so cool if you start hitting people. It's like shock, shock. It feels so satisfying. Especially if you have a lot of damage. He punches the tears out of his enemies.
Pretty much. Now they're gonna get themselves 3 more runes. Unless... yeah, Juggernaut doesn't really want to contest this, so...
yeah,
once again, 3 runes going the way of the Dire.
And 3k gold advantage coming out of it. Make him move on the jug, but yeah. It's a level 1 or level 2 Astral Spirit, so he can't do as much damage even with the big stack. Going to rotate the Nyx Assassin towards the bottom with the Vendetta. Wants the Courier, but can't quite get it.
It's about to expire, so he can't stick around for too long. But Dante looks like he knows what's going on anyway, so he's hiding under the tower. Same time, Axe and Scar up at it. Don't see anybody up top, so then we'll see another indication. Should be able to finish off this tier 1. Unless... oh, never mind. I'll see Assassin actually making a rotation in. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a fight brewing in mid. I saw the deception there from Lions, setting up for the scale on the Temple Assassin. This time with the extra nukes, the right clicks will be enough to secure the kill.
Didn't even need the line this time. I gotta point it out. Like Senjin has been playing extremely well on the line so far. He is 3-0 and 10, I believe, or 3-0 and 7. Yes, 3-0 and 7. So he participated in over 50% of the kills. Hasn't died a single time. He's working towards the Blink Dagger, and overall he was just in position every time. Like he turned 3 fights so far, and really the star support here.
That's exactly what you want out of the line to just make use of this early game, just the strength of the early game knockdown. Big zap from the Finger of Death. It's akin to what you want to do out of a Queen of Pain, but there's the blink as well from the axe. Shown up quite big here. The correct ignites some splash damage. Yield Scepter still was delivered, so a little bit of extra time being bought. Follow-up stuns, the stomps, the Earth Split, and the zap just to make sure there's no axe here. The zap back on the Temple Assassin, but the focus on the easy kills. Shadow Shaman is dead. Banshee though, he's still fighting. Trying to right-click down more as Dante looking to run down the Senjin will be successful. Lose 2 more heroes. Banshee not quite done just yet. Chopper being spinned down. But oh, mistakes were made. Maybe not.
No,
he's sticking out to the zone, isn't he? Oh, that refraction coming back just in time.
Saved. Yeah, but that was really dangerous. Just half a second later, and he would have just eaten an impale to the face. He's well had mana down the road, so would have been a free kill and would have been a big mistake. And yeah, this Luna is slowly gaining in farm and quite out-farming the Juggernaut by the out of this. I'm not sure if he wants to go for that Manta style on the Jug. I feel like he should be doing that against the Silence, but SNY would also be a really good choice against Luna.
Illusion.
Well, we'll see what he wants to do.
I'm a big fan of the Manta utility though.
Yeah.
I feel like active items are always better than a passive item.
If you wanted SNY, I would have already picked up some of the components, you'd think.
Yeah, I think he's a bit indecisive if he maybe wants to go for the Battle Fury. Like, in hindsight, it looks a little bit better now because I think he starts to realize he's slowly falling behind. So we gotta see what he really picks it up. Oh, yeah. He has the money for it. Be it Manta or SNY or Battle Fury. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Ralph up top. Okay, yeah. Best
Later notes
to be made here.
It is the Battle Fury on the Jug.
Okay.
We see that so much, actually. Yasha into Battle Fury, delaying the Battle Fury for so long. Like, I still think it's way better to pick up the Battle Fury flat and just start farming jungle and ignore your team. But hey, maybe that's just my pup mentality.
Yasha also helps the farm though. Just,
true, but
the movement speed to work with.
I think you get a pass on Juggernaut with it because you have to spin to farm stacks.
Either way, that opens up a timing window for the Luna who can already farm very efficiently without any sort of extra items. As, well, this time they don't quite burst down the DP. The Shaman wards here as they try and finish up the line here with the follow-up shackles. No one really interrupted until just now, so one more round. We'll finish up Senjin, another call, another dunk. This time it will be enough to get the kill on DT despite the exorcism, and now Banshee, he's just ready to go. Desolator up and running, follow-up slow, another blink, another call. They're just running into them right now with no idea of how to take these team fights.
And they still lost the entire bottom.
No, it's the BKB, he has it available now, but that was still disastrous.
That was a big disaster, and they lost the entire bottom. No deny being coming out Luna a little bit late on the timing. This is now a TA with a lot of farm and the Desolator, so the moment you get that Blink Dagger, bot line streak is gonna end. Well, it did end anyways, but... I know, these supports are really squishy. Like, the only one that is actually safe is the Nixie Assassin because of the spike, and TA does not want to hit into that, even with Refraction.
It's just a very weird way to take a team fight. I mean, DP died here next to the tower with Exorcism going. At the same time, the Shadow Shaman was just solo killing the line. Like, if they're just keeping a tighter formation, these fights would look different. So maybe it'll also look different with the Luna just being a part of it, just running in. Even without the Eclipse, like depending on whether the creeps are there or not. But certainly with a couple of Lucent Beams here and there, and a lot of damage from Moonglaves and the Max Out Lunar Blessing. And gonna look to make use of that. With the protection of the BKB, they find Dante. And a couple of right clicks with the bottom blocks should be enough here to spin. Not enough to keep him safe. It's a really
good reaction on this spin. But yeah, this might just turn into like, not a death push, but this might just be the T2, even without the Exorcism. There's so much pressure they can't keep up here. Alternatively, they could slightly push out the lanes, establish vision around the Roche pit, and then just use the Exorcism for the Roche. However, you have to deal with all these TA traps around the map, and especially like this area is completely littered with those. There's even one behind the T2 tower, so they see any smoke attempts whatsoever. Like there's another defensive one here, right next to the ward. He's really using them to the vision advantage. You usually see TA quite a lot, like committing like maybe 2-3 on the map and keep the rest for like the active fighting area, but he's using purely as a vision tool here.
Tier 1 mid. The TA really surge ahead in terms of farm here. But Desolator, Blink Dagger, another 1,000 gold to the bank. Some of these last remaining Tier 1 towers are mopped up. Again, that's still gonna come down to how they engage into each other. Still a slight advantage, not so slight here if you consider the net worth of the Luna. Already
Luna is
almost 13k gold.
Luna is the shortcut coming back in this game. We haven't seen a big team fight with the Luna yet.
Yeah. Level 18 as well, that's the other thing. It's just crazy how much he's been farming. 234 last hits. A lot of ancient stacks, and I presume normal stacks as well, being a part of it.
Yeah. Seem pretty good. They're all underwater, however, so this rotation is scouted out. They're wasting a little bit of time here, especially with the Juggernaut not even having the Battle Fury yet. He's so short of having it. 200 gold. Yeah, there he picks it up. I don't know, is the waiting game really beneficial for them? I don't think so.
I feel like Dire scales a little bit better into the later parts of the game. If the momentum doesn't start to pick up now for Jug and TA and Axe. All of these are very momentum-based heroes. And just passive farming mode, even with the Battle Fury, I cannot really see them coming away with the advantage from that. But maybe now with the smoke. Start to blink on the Axe, you need to fight the right target, and blink into the wrong side. Now they've scouted out. Actually, there's a silence here. Mystic Flare used up the defensive use for the Yellow Titan. BKB used from Daiki. Trying to walk in with the Exorcism here. We'll get a few beams off. That'll be the Shadow Shaman at the very least down, as they also isolate Ralph. He blinked in, but he could not blink out. Another loose beam to secure the kill, the shrine. Make sure that everyone's ready to go. But everyone else already disappeared, so this smoke rotation kind of backfiring quite tremendously there.
To the Roche pit we go, and with the DD rune, that's gonna be a really fast Roche. And there's not much they can do about this on the other side of Underdog, not at all. Like, you have an not under-farmed guy, but this guy without mana, you have a Juggernaut who's getting Battle Fury and doesn't have any notable damage. Yeah, and they have a DD Luna in the pit. Good luck.
Constantly being bashed though, but it'll still be enough.
Wow, he almost got it. That would have been so cool if he actually gets that
I was
off.
waiting for that.
That would be infuriating so much. I hate that. I hate the sharp damage. Is it too strong? I feel like it is slightly too strong, but the hero balances it out. But the ability alone is extremely strong, even for an ultimate.
I mean, well, it's like an 8-second cooldown at this point. You can start stacking up a few of them in a line, and like it's very powerful for sure if you use it properly.
Yeah, I was about to ask because I'm actually not quite sure. They fully stack, right, on the damage?
Not sure if they stack per se, but you can like chain them up for sure. Which is what you want to do anyway, just to keep the slow going.
I gotta find that out. Because I smell the new techies coming through.
Oh, they get the next assassin there. Trying to TP out in plain sight. Still poking and prodding back, and at the end of the day, it's only really the Luna who's just getting extremely big. So if they can kill her, and they certainly can, especially with the axe, it's gonna come down to him being able to blink call with that blade mail. If you end up killing that hero, all of a sudden you should be able to win every single team fight. Because Death Prophet, as strong as that hero is, has a decent amount of utility already, and she's going towards the wavelands. Yeah, it's still not quite as powerful as she could be in the end. Just down bottom. Do miss it, and is that actually gonna save
Run,
him?
you fool! Run!
It's making him faster than the ball.
No way. No, I think the ball is slightly faster. He has a stick.
Oh,
yes!
absolutely.
Easy!
Juggernaut died, but that was not nearly as exciting, I'm sure.
MVP smoke right there. That's the command. Where's the tip? Where's the tip? Come on. Unacceptable.
Big part enough time for Tranquil Boots to kick in as well a little bit. Bad on the stick. But yeah, anyway.
I wasn't brought to Culling.
He survives top lane. Blink stun here. Great stance on Luna, but hey, there's the BKB. She don't care. Follow up stun. Right clicks there, and it's a very easy kill indeed. We want more though. In the side, another stun finds a Shadow Shaman. They're overcommitting a lot of ultimates. But well, I guess whatever works, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try take a T2 tower off the map after all. Creeps coming in. Same goes with the bottom. Access isn't running. Is the there's the Jug TPing in, but
you might just die to this. Like, holy hell. That's the Atos. That much of a time. He's just perfectly happy. Oh, almost died to the Slash burst. Yeah, that.
oh,
Well, in the end, only just. But at what cost? Top lane, look at this. Likely already working away to tier 3. As a result of that, I was still quite a bit committed to the bottom lane. They'll get to tier 3. It's literally space created. Now the Glaives will start to bounce. Making the follow-up push that much easier as well.
yeah, good luck approaching that Luna.
Yeah, she still has Aegis, so even if we kill her now, I mean, the Glaives will still kill off the full set of rack. Pops the BKB before the Aegis respawning here. That's how comfortable they are. And Dante, well, he's being slowed down by freaking Scotty. No way out of this one. Now the Eclipse onto Ralph. No more Blade Mail available here. It's on cooldown, so they're very, very easily dispatching of the entire lineup. Banshee trying to clean up what she can.
Radiant's middle tower
Now
is
has to
under
blink
attack.
back under the cover of BKB and Refraction. As Daiki, not a care in the world. Aussie Assassin, he might die in a couple of seconds here. The slow, not actually connected on him. Well, at the very least, get this Aegis, but it was bound to expire anyway in about a minute. Banshee, he wants to want Aussie Assassin already. Yeah, you already healed up, so instead they're trying to focus on the Luna. No BKB now for 30 seconds, but able to have, able to rely on lockdown from the rest of his team. There's the Yules into the stomp, and now all of a sudden, they missed his time.
Missed it, yeah.
Under attack.
Temple Assassin would have been in a lot of trouble if she didn't get the Nimbus out there. Or if
It's not done yet. Yeah, a little bit too greedy. Can't really go. I think that excellently showed what they have to do. They have to get rid of the Death Prophet in the fight and use the Beast man fight, because Luna is not really good at dealing with TA whatsoever. Like she's really good if you have other targets to bounce the glaives off, and there's already lots of glaives in place. But if TA isolates you in the fight and you have to end up man fighting her, Luna pretty much gets the worst out of this deal, with TA just being able to phase in and out of the meld, having the BKB available as well as the full refraction.
At the same time, at this point, you're not bursting down Luna anymore. You're sitting at 2.6k health points with 31 armor, or a little bit more actually. Yeah, 33 armor without the Mask of Madness. So even with the Desolator, even with the Melt Strike, there's still a lot of physical protection to burn through. So
True.
I don't think you can man fight per se if there's any bit of extra detection or just meld on cooldown or whatever.
I like what he's doing there on the TA. Like, he did decide to go for the Refraction Dispel. We saw that already on multiple occasions coming into effectiveness. Especially with the Spirit Vessel that the Nixis hasn't built up. So just dispelling that charge immediately is a nice little bonus, but you miss out on -4 armor.
They catch him. He was in this, but now he's dead. What? Oh, quick blink out away from that stun, and now Banshee's doesn't blink available for himself. Be able to kill the lion off very, very quickly. So this is the point we get the hell out of there. But no, they want to fight. Dagger ready to go with a BKB with a clip, but he's being hexed before he can get the BKB off. Lockdown, bursted. It's down to the Death Prophet. And get the Temple Assassin off to a good start. Now the end is keeping himself safe. That's a Earth Splitter. Axis is doing a lot of damage here, but now focusing the extra armor. Still has to leave. He has Chopper and Sunjin actually able to clean up the backlines. Now the extra ATOS, Shadow Shaman already realizing that if there's anything that's happening here, maybe he can get an extra kill, but now we've blocked in the creeps. How'd they still win this fight after losing to Luna?
I can tell you, Underdogs did not abide to rule number 3, if you remember. Rule number 3, don't fight in Exorcism!
Middle tower is under attack.
They took the full damage.
You almost get killed by the freaking trap.
Radiant's bottom
was able to
tower
dodge
is
it.
under attack.
Did you see the fight recap? I wanted to see how much damage he actually did on Get Good, because
I didn't see it.
that was a lot of damage with the Exorcism in the fight. He completely killed off the Axe, he completely killed off the TA, he completely killed off the Shadow Shaman and the Sky.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Just 4 kills with the Exorcism, that's for sure, and they all have pretty high health pool besides Sky.
It's pretty redonkulous, if you will.
I find out the traps don't stack, and now the techies inside me is not satisfied. That makes me sad. I would have totally spammed TA. Support TA. Offlane TA. No? Okay.
No.
Just play a... What about you pick techies and TA? Traps everywhere on the map.
The moment you say techies, I don't listen to you anymore. It just turns into white noise. I have actually no idea.
Pudge first pick. You triggered yet?
I am very triggered, yes.
Jakiro getting hooked, minute 1. He's about to quit, I tell you.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
I can explain that to the Cobx people.
Dragnop can no longer cast as, yeah, too much PTSD from Pudge.
Just go ahead and tell them I can't work with this guy anymore. We need different co-casters.
Wow, rude.
Let's see who they decide should stick around.
1-on-1 mid, whoever wins stays. But yeah, game cooled down a little bit. Both sides farming again. Luna did die, but has the Satanic now. Approaching level 25 as well, and it's so crucial to have that. It's the life that just really breaks it. It's so good to have the extra 25. You also have to pass it from the Satanic, so 50% lifesteal is just an amazing amount to get on. Like, even though I really like the Eclipse mini stun, but it's just not as good if you don't have Aghanims.
Yeah. If you do though, just imagine Aghanims Refresher, It feels
Yeah,
so
like-
good if you can make that work, but
It feels even better if you like look at the Lunar talents and just swap them out. Like going for the cast range, going for the Lucent Beam cooldown, the Lucent Beam damage, which applies on the Eclipse, by the way. So that's 1/4 more damage, and the Eclipse mini stun. You just screw people over. I could see that work against the TA. If they had another core, I can totally see that work against Reflection.
I think that's the least of the.
Well, they don't really have another option beside the DP, so might as well use the Eclipse for it. We saw them struggling before removing those charges.
Blessings.
At this point, Reflection. Even if you do get level 25 plus 4 instances, it's nice, but in the middle of these team fights, there will be no problem when you do that. It will give you maybe 2 seconds or so, 2 or 3 seconds. But that's not going to be enough for you to kill anyone, but maybe the Lion and perhaps the Elder Titan. They should be in the backlines anyway and just coming in whenever there's reaction. And till then, this happens. You get initiated on, you just die anyway. That's the Blink Call with the the BKB with the Blade Mail, but still literally nothing. Just feeds himself away. Now there are 2 catapults, the X isn't going, and this might very well be, I don't want to say game, even though without the axe,
Yeah.
without
definitely.
Shadow Shaman coming back,
They don't even care about T2 Giants.
The buybacks. Tips galore.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
They will secure the full middle as well as bottom side of racks.
Has fallen.
They just don't surrender until the Ancient's actually about to explode, but
Dagger.
at least tap out a little bit earlier than that. Dagger Nation!
To be fair, it wasn't long.